Youri, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it having you on board for the first of our Real Pro
First,
series. So just want to take a few minutes and ask you a couple questions about some of the gear you've been
yeah,
riding and try and peek into the
wait,
mind of one of the world's best kiters.
nice, yeah, let's go for it. It's good.
So let's start with kites. I know obviously unhooked freestyle is your main area of expertise. Tell us, what do you see as kind of the most important characteristics in freestyle kites?
Well, on a freestyle kite, I'm always looking for a kite that I really know where it's at when I'm doing a trick, so I can pretty much do it with my eyes closed. As well on that, like how far does the kite travel? How big is the slack? Because you want to have a kite that travels far, but also has a moment of slack. So that's where the moment where you can do your tricks. Because if the slack is too big, it would just drop you out of the sky. If it's too small, it's too hard to do the passes.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Makes sense. So you just kind of looking for that middle ground always to try and get that area where you can.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You just want to have like just not too much or not too less. Just want to have it like right in the middle, and that's why you're always testing the kites for and bringing out new kites, and
Okay.
every day, every year you're working on something new.
Cool. So you're riding sea kites right now. I know in the past you've ridden some hybrids. How do you feel that kind of compares for unhooked tricks?
Yeah, the kites are a little bit different, but they're close to each other. I mean, a sea kite has more slack, doesn't travel as far as a hybrid kite. Um, but on a sea kite in conditions that are not 100% good, or as soon as you take off isn't exactly perfect, then a sea kite will give you that advantage of still being able to do your handle passes or just grab a little longer. And which on a hybrid kite will travel a lot further, but it's a lot more work to have like it set up right for the double passes or a long grab and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So sea kites are actually a little more forgiving when it comes to freestyle.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. On the kind of board and boot side of things, I know you recently switched to riding boots or bindings in your heats and competition. Do you ride that outside as well, or just when you're free riding and cruising around?
From the moment on I started, I was like straight on it. I directly won a competition, and from that moment on, I never changed back to straps again. It's just that little thing that's extra for me is being able to have those hard landings, go bigger, go higher, and that's what I'm looking for.
That's awesome. Well, that's killer. Just another question, kind of about the board. I know in heats and competition, it's super important getting back up wind, which is something that a lot of people who kite are looking to do all the time. You feel it's more of a kite thing to help you get back up wind, or choosing the right board?
I think it has to do a bit of both, because if your board has too much rocker, it will slow you down and it doesn't go upwind as good. But on the kite side as well, if the kite pulls you too much, it will just drag you down and not being able to go upwind. So I think it's a matter of both things, that you have them in the right place to make you go upwind really fast.
Gotcha. Makes sense. That's cool. So on the harness side of things, you have a pro model with Mystic, the Youri Zoon Pro. What made you choose the Shadow as the model for your pro harness? What do you like about it?
Yeah, the shadow is like what I said before. It's like the middle way. The harness still gives you the support for just all day riding or the session when it's really strong, but it also gives you the ability to move around really freely. What I would want to have in the competitions.
Nice. That makes sense. Cool. What kind of riding are you doing outside of just straight unhooked freestyle and training for that? Is it big air or in the waves or free ride, or what are you into?
I really enjoy just surfing on a strapless surfboard as well. Just going down the line, just hit it, find some nice sections. So it just gives me a lot of freedom in what I do, and it's something totally different than riding on boots and freestyle. So something I really enjoy.
Cool. And can you use the same? Obviously you use the same harness. You find you use the same kites as well for those sessions.
Most of the time I use the best cable, which is the wave guide, especially made for wave riding. So yeah, it works a little bit better for it, and yeah, it's just a nice solid kite that I really like to ride as well, just in the waves and going down the line.
Okay. I mean, I guess you can ride your sea kite as well. That's going to work too.
Yeah, keep it, but yeah, it's not as good as as like a
cover.
wave kite, because a wave
Gotcha.
kite just flips more around the corner with not that much power, and the sea kite just goes more like in a turn, which could pull you off the board, and especially on strap, because it's nice when the kite just flips over and doesn't have too much power in the corners.
That makes a lot of sense. I guess we should ask a question that's not really about gear. I know you travel a lot with your job, with your career. Tell us a little bit about maybe one of your favorite spots that you've been to in the last year, where people should definitely be booking a trip to.
Well, there are a lot of good spots around the world. I mean, the world is a really big place, but one place I'm going back for like this last 7 or 8 years is Brazil. I mean, steady wind every single day, nice lagoons. So yeah, it's definitely a really good place to train for me. But I mean, beginning of June I'm going to Hatteras, so maybe that might be a new place on my map to go
There
to.
we go. Cool. Well, I guess last up, tell us what's in your quiver. What gear do you ride on a daily basis then?
At the moment, I'm riding the best GP 2013 model, a Bernati Youri Zoon Pro model, and from Mystic I ride Youri Zoon wetsuits and Artistic and Shadow Pro model harness.
Okay.
I ride on 20-meter lines, 44 centimeters bar. You know, that's pretty much it.
Sweet. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today, Youri.
Sure.
Really looking forward to having you out here and getting you sessioning in the slick.
All right, take care. Have a good
Thanks,
one.
Youri.
Cheers.
See ya.